This is the Team Juniper Waterlogged level, Area 1 by Russell Holmberg. So the player starts off in a residential area behind this building, and then along the way they are informed of key information to inform the player what they're doing and why they're doing it. It will also lead them with little hints in order to use the grapnel and in what direction they want to go, or will inform the player why they're moving in that direction to collect scrap and other such things. So the player will use the grapnel there to knock down those boxes, that way they can progress. The player will move through buildings in order to get closer to the shipyard that they're going towards. The player will use fire escapes and will travel through these buildings in order to find their way and where they're going. So the player will move all those boards to fall down here. And then we'll find more scrap along the way. Oh, fall down. Try this again. Player will use these boards to pass these gaps in between these buildings, and we'll collect more scrap along the way. The player will see that there's a large amount of turns and then can use these roadblocks in order to evade the fire. So once the player makes it to the boat shop, they collect all their things, and then we'll progress through here. While the player sees that there's sniper fire lasers, or turret fire lasers, they then progress through the back of these buildings, that way they don't get shot, and collect more scrap. The player goes up this fire escape and travels on the catwalk that has been set up. They collect more scrap on the way, and then go up to these buildings and then use these boxes to soften the fall. And then the player proceeds to the warehouse part, along with the part that they found in the boat shop.
Hello, my name is Joshua Windsor, and we are playing Area 2 of Waterlogged. Due to time constraints, we are doing a very quick playthrough of this level. Alright, players will get 1, 2, 3 key items. Alright, that way. Another key item back this way. Alright. Turrets are supposed to be shooting at you to give this a level of difficulty besides just the labyrinth. And as you saw, they were shooting at me there. And let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Okay, and down. I wanted this area to be difficult, not a handed to me type level. That's why it's labyrinth based, but not as difficult as, say, an actual labyrinth where it moves every X amount of steps. I would love to expand this area out a bit more and add a locking mechanic to it, but again, due to scope of this class and time frame, it did not seem plausible. And there's that. With that, turrets in that area are shut down. As you can see, the turrets coming into this area are not. This was to give the player a little bit more of a view of the maze, so it wasn't just straight difficulty the entire time. Need to pick up this. It allowed the player to look at the maze so that they were like, okay, this is how I have to get through here if they can't remember the way before. Uh, of the three areas, I would say this is actually the easiest of the mazes. More of a reprieve for the player before it goes into the much harder area altogether. Originally, there were double the turrets in this, but due to rendering constraints and frame rate per second being a bit of collateral damage to it, it was removed. Many of them were removed actually, but I do believe that it wasn't necessarily a bad idea to remove some of them. And through here, and getting here before that starts shooting. Sphere is there as a waypoint sign specifically for that. The player, the biggest challenge that they could get without any actual kind of combat or any kind of true collect this collection style. It's more, this area is mostly a collect few things and try to stay alive. Whereas other areas at this level are collect this, collect this, collect this, and I didn't feel that the only mechanic should be collection. So there's passcode 1 and passcode 2. Let's go get this metal door down at the very end. It'll slide open enough to where I can get through. And then bam, door opens in the distance. Alright, come out this way. Come here, open that. And we are almost done with this area. Drop down here. While the turrets are still up and running, but it's a much bigger challenge. Do this, back up, move that, and I dropped it. And the doors here open, and we are out of here. And thank you for watching.
Hello and welcome to the dock area of our level. My name is David Stone, the creator. I will be doing a full walkthrough showing you where all the items are. First you'll walk in and notice this console. It doesn't have any interactions, but you can take a button from it that you can use later. Before you go and collect any other items on this portion of the area, you'll want to come here and interact with the first crane. This will lower its platform and enable you to gain access to the boat door key. Now that you've interacted with it, you'll want to cross the docks back to where you came from and use those physics objects that you saw scattered around as floating platforms to reach the crane platform. This turned out to be a lot harder than I thought it would be, so instead of using the platforms, I'm just going to ghost across to save some time. Now that we're here, you can go ahead and collect the health pickup and the boat door that I have made. Once you do that, you can go back to the docks and cross over to the third dock. Over there you will see a second console and a third crane. On your way there, there will be a path of pickups that you can collect just to kind of keep you slightly busy while you're traversing across. Before you interact with the console, you'll want to go to the bottom of this dry dock where I have a huge store of other pickup items that you can use. This takes a minute, so while I'm down here, I'll give you a little bit of backstory on my area. I originally wanted this area to be like a narrative piece, to give you a little background on the world, what caused this world to be in an apocalypse, and it would also reveal to you that the person who sent you here used to live and work here, and it would give us a little bit of background on him and why he is where he is. Make sure you pick up this gold coin. There are only 10 in our whole level, and I only have 1. Now that you've collected all that, you want to return back up to the docks and interact with this console. You'll have to move these physics box with your gravinol in order to reach it. Once you do that, press E twice to interact with it, once to install the button, once to raise the water. And before you cross back over to the second dock, you'll want to come and interact with this last crane in order to move the crane platform over. Now that you've done that, you'll want to return to the second dock and collect all of the items over there before using these physics objects to make a way across to that platform. Like I said, this is really hard and time consuming, so to save time, I'm going to ghost across it, but first, I'm going to show you one hidden item. This is the only way you can access it. Once you've gotten it, you may return back between these storage containers and make your way across the platform. Now, before you go straight to the door, I have a couple more hidden items in the far-off reaches. You'll want to go back behind these platforms. Right away, you'll see a gear, and if you continue forward, you will find your last health pack pickup. Now that you've collected that, you can head back to the boat ramp, collect your last nail, and continue on in the level. In order to open the door, you must interact with it with the door key in your possession, and the door will open.
Alright, we're in my part of the level now. I'm going to go down these stairs. It says the engines aren't running, so we should check the consoles in the back. Well, it says we should still go check what's in the back so we know what's going on first. Alright, so the engine has no power or lever to prime it. Well, what has power in the room? Well, the lights aren't on, so the lights don't have power. These turrets might have some power, seeing as they're, on. Let's check this. Oh, we can take a battery from here, but we're not going to take all the batteries from it. I want the turrets to still run, just in case the guy who hired us wants some turrets. Oh, there's another coin back here, actually. Alrighty. So, how are we going to get to that pack? It's got a cage around it. Well, let's see what happens when we step on this. Oh, well, it lowers the cage. Well, let's go get that pack now. Or not. How can we keep this cage lowered? Maybe we can put this on. That's a no. We can't do that. What about one of these? Or two of these? And drop it. There we go. Oh. Get off of it. I'm gonna grab this, and we're gonna run around, dodge that gunfire, and grab that coin. And then I'm gonna get rid of this. Hopefully that'll, yeah. Now they won't shoot at us. Okay, so we have both batteries, but these cables are fried, so we gotta get some cables now. What about this? I need a ladder to get to the little lights, so maybe this lever will raise a ladder, which it does. But also, we might need this for later, so let's take that lever. Prime this ladder. Ooh, look, another gold coin. I'm gonna grab this plank. We're gonna jump. We're gonna jump. And over here. Drop it. And I'm gonna grab these cables. Change the cables. Change the battery. Change that battery. Place this lever. Prime this engine or generator. Oops. A little bit like that. Primed it, and now we can start our engines. Now, oh look, the generator's working now. That's good. I bet this cage over here is gone. Alrighty. Oh, this one's not working still. But it has one good battery, which is always nice. So we're gonna go take this battery and stop getting shot at. Run as fast as I can. I'm gonna put this battery here. And oh, new cable's here too. Climb this ladder. And do the same thing we do on the other side. And I fell off the side. Work back up. Same thing here. I'm gonna grab this. Swing it around, run over here, and do the same thing there. Ta-da. And we can jump this. Real careful. We can make that jump and get some more gold coins. Oh, might want to fix these cables first. Change cables. Oh no, there's no lever here. Crap. Do we see a lever in this room? Well, let's get a higher point. Let's see if we can get a lever in this room. I don't see one in this room. Maybe we can use the lever from this room. Yep, very good. Turn. Jump. And place it. Prime the generator. We are going to start our engines. And look, that cage over there is gone now too. We gotta go up these stairs. And we are done with my part of the level.